Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to review the Armtac Covert 22 Suppressor. As you notice, this has a keychain attachment on it. This can's been getting a lot of buzz on my Instagram and Facebook pages, and today we're going to take an in-depth look at it. Armtac, one of the only companies around that will still make anything your little heart desires. So let's go ahead, get into it, figure out who they are, what they make, and why this can is so cool. Alright, as I just mentioned, Armtac will do anything you want within reason. So if you have a really cool project, go ahead and contact Jeb over at Armtac. They love a challenge. So if you have some obscure cartridge, rifle suppressor you have in your head that you want him to design and build, he will do that for you. As far as obscure, today we're going to cover the Covert 22 keychain can. So let's go ahead and cover the specs first. So this one is the stainless steel version. It comes in at an overall length of 3 inches, a diameter of 1 inch, and it weighs 2.5 ounces. Now this is 100% stainless steel. So once this thing gets all gunked up, and it will, because it is a wet can. We'll touch base more on that in just a second. So it's going to be ultrasonic cleaner safe. Now they do make 2 other versions of this can. They make a blued can with some chromoly bits on it. And then they make, and that weighs 2.3 ounces. And then they make an all titanium version of this suppressor, which is not ultrasonic cleaner safe, as you know. However, it tips the scales at 1 ounce. That's correct, 1 ounce. So I'm actually curious. I'm going to ask Jeb to send one of those my way so I can, I just want to feel the thing. 1 ounce is pretty ridiculous. So again, 3 inches long, 1 inch diameter. If you take a look at the end cap here, you'll notice there's wrench flats on it. And that is because if, in case this thing does get gummed up, he wanted to give you an easy way to remove the end cap for servicing. And that is a 15/16 wrench. Go ahead and unscrew it. On the back side, all 22 coverts come with this keychain attachment. So, as you would have already guessed, it's a 22 can, so it is threaded 1/2 by 28. So you have a 1/2 by 28 threaded little keychain adapter here with a split ring for your keys, which is really, really neat. I'm not going to personally put it on my keychain because it does weigh 2.5 ounces, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I don't need any more crap hanging off my keys. However, that titanium version, the 1 ounce, that would be pretty slick. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside here. I should be able to just loosen it there. Now, on the inside of the suppressor, you have modified K baffles. And as you notice there's a little spring inside, okay? And that is to keep all the K baffles compressed against the inside of the end cap so you don't have any alignment issues. Let's go ahead and see how they slide out here. Oh, it's pretty easy. 1, 2, come on. 3 K baffles. And the little spring inside, and that's it, the tube, which feels really substantial. So your tax stamp is definitely safe here. This is one over-engineered 22 can. Ow, that actually hurt. So as far as construction, the tube is 316L seamless tube, and then the baffles and everything else on it, the end cap is all constructed of 304 stainless steel, which is pretty cool. So we'll take a closer look here at the baffles, and you can see they are just a basic modified K baffle, which in a case of the micro cans, okay, you're going to want a modified K baffle or some other type of single baffle system, you know, be it a K baffle like this or one that has an encapsulating tube as it's built. The reason is because when you have a small micro can like this, the monocores do not perform as well shot dry as these do. Again, this is a wet can. You're supposed to shoot it wet. However, you're going to get just better performance in this overall small package with these type of baffles. So yeah, like I said, just really simple can, and I can't wait to get out there and try it. But one more thing before we go, I really wanted to show you is, it's going to be hard to show you on camera here, but there is a sharp chamfer on the inside of the cap, okay? And what that's for is resting this on a 100 durometer neoprene sheet and using a dead blow hammer and a piece of wood to act as cushion, striking this down against the neoprene sheet will cut out a wipe for you. And that wipe will fit perfectly on the inside of this cap. So you can shoot this can dry with not the best performance. You can shoot it wet with good performance, and you can shoot it wet and wiped with great performance. Unfortunately, I found that information a little too late, so I don't have the sheet. I have another sheet that I use for my Wasp, the Thompson Machine Wasp. I'm going to try to dig through my miscellaneous parts box and see if I can find that sheet of neoprene. It should be the right thickness, and I'll go ahead off camera, try to make some and bring them out to the range session with us. Like I said earlier, to clean it, go ahead, disassemble it. In this case, I would put everything but the spring, okay, in the ultrasonic cleaner, which is going to make maintenance of this can super, super simple. So for reassembly, after you've cleaned it and sprayed some lube on it, that's something I like to do. Put the spring in there, and then with the face of the K-baffle facing towards the muzzle, go ahead and just insert each one. I'm going to try to line up the dater hole there, even though I know when I start to compress that spring and turn and screw on the end cap, it's probably going to rotate it anyway. There you go. And there's the third one. And as you can see, it's going to stick up just past the thread line, so you're going to have to push down on the end cap just to find that Higby cut and get that thing started. Bada bing. And you're good to go. The suppressor is ready to rock and roll. Now the stainless version I have here retails at $2.99, so this is going to be their cheapest option. Then, as I mentioned earlier, they have that blued version. That one's $3.29, and then the titanium version is $3.79. These are all the retail value of this can. I believe you can find them a little bit cheaper at specific dealers. But if you want more info on ordering this can, definitely check out the Armtac Facebook page. It's more updated than their website. Go there. You can actually send Jeb a message. He'll fire one back to you and answer any questions you have. I think that's enough of the studio talk today. Let's go ahead, try this thing out on some interesting hosts. So for today, let's try it on the Beretta 21A, which is obviously what this thing's going to look bang up on and what it was made for. We'll use a full-size Beretta 22 trainer gun. And let's use the Serbu Firearms Buttmaster. You heard me right. It is a little AOW pen gun. Let's just try it on there for no other reason than why not. Let's get to it. All right, everybody, we made it out to the range today. We're going to do a profile view with the Beretta 21A, the Beretta 22 trainer gun, the Buttmaster, and the bolt-action rifle. And then we're going to do that unsuppressed, suppressed, and then shot wet from a profile. And then I'm going to bring, let's just bring the bolt-action rifle and the 21A, which is pretty much what this suppressor was made for, down to 75 yards, and we'll do unsuppressed, suppressed dry, and wet. That way the video doesn't get too redundant. And then stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'm going to let you guys know how one lucky winner out there is going to win the very suppressor I'm filling today with. Serial number 58, I'm going to give it away. Stay tuned. best one yet. All right, well, as you guys just witnessed, there is a lot of performance in this little package. Gun is unloaded. So a couple notes here. And this is kind of my opinion here on the best way to utilize this model suppressor. I would say get the stainless one, okay, for use on all your little micro guns like this. Now, that's because you're gonna have to shoot it wet the whole time to enjoy it, and it's gonna get filthy dirty, and the old stainless version is gonna be super easy to clean. Throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner and you're done, okay? As you also saw, it performed extremely well on the bolt action rifle, and I'm sure it sounds just as good on a semi-automatic like a Ruger 10-22 threaded. However, on that one, if it's gonna stay primarily on a rifle, like say you wanted to get your kid who's just learning to hunt with you, they want to do like a woods walk, shoot some varmints, stuff like that, I would go for the titanium version and throw that on the end of a 10-22. You're gonna have no weight on the end of the gun and no length added, and it's gonna make it super enjoyable for them for the experience out in the woods. So that's just my opinion on how I would structure my purchase based on what I'm gonna be using it for. As far as breech pop, the Beretta 21A, everybody that's been in the game long enough knows it sucks. It throws a lot of pressure back in your face when this slide goes back. Sounded decent on the Beretta 92-22 trainer. I'm betting that it would sound a little better with a white lithium grease. I was charging it with 2 cc's of water in between takes, and I was actually firing just into the ground a whole mag through it in between takes to get rid of all the water. And each wet scene had 2 cc's of water, so it was a fair shake on each host. At the end of the day, while the 21A had probably the worst breech pop, it still sounded really enjoyable to shoot. You could definitely plink around with it in your backyard for hours on end without any discomfort at your ear. It just has a higher pitch frequency coming out of the breech, but the muzzle sounded good. Again, on the bolt action rifle, shot dry and wet, the performance was pretty much the same. Actually, I put a little bit too much water, I think, in the suppressor on accident one scene on the rifle and actually made it louder because there was so much steam in there, not enough volume. It actually negatively affect the performance of the can. So you're gonna have to play around with the best way to shoot this wet, be it white lithium grease or water, and how much of each is going to give you the best performance. But that's something you guys can tinker around with if you ever decide to purchase one. Another big shout out to Freedom Munitions today for providing all the ammunition. We were shooting their new Hush 22 ammo, performed really, really well. Yeah, I think that's about it as far as how they performed today. Now, the giveaway. I know a lot of you have been waiting to figure out how you're going to win this very suppressor, gun not included. I love this little bastard. What I'm going to do is do something a little different. Normally I give away stuff on Patreon, and that's separate with like gift cards and stuff, and then I give stuff away on Facebook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine this giveaway, okay? So I'm going to give the winner circle on my Patreon page a chance to win it, and I'm going to give everybody that follows along on my Facebook fan page a chance to win it. So I'm going to go ahead and post the giveaway on that page now, and I'm going to pin it to the top. So just go look on my Facebook page or Patreon account for information on how to enter the contest. It's going to be super, super simple. That being said, the Patreon members technically get 2 opportunities, because if they follow me on Facebook and they're a patron, they get 2 chances to enter, which is pretty cool. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We're going to be pumping out many, many more reviews. Make sure to click that like and subscribe button, check that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.